the defensive side of the ball. It's the first time the Cowboys have drafted multiple defenders in the first round since 2005 when they drafted Marcus Spears and DeMarcus Ware. Let's stay in the NFC East. The Giants had 2 top 10 picks in the first round of the draft. They first selected linebacker Arvell Reese, 5th overall. He is the 3rd straight defender selected in the top 5 by the Giants. And then New York picked offensive tackle Francis Mauigoa out of Miami. Giants quarterbacks were pressured on 35% of pass plays last season. That was 25th in the NFL. Did the Giants nail those 2 top 10 picks last night? Dio, what do you think?
Yes. Arvell Reese, talented player, superstar athlete. It feels. Here's my thing, RC. And Mauigoa, I like adding at the line of scrimmage. Here's my thing. It feels like for the last 7 years, the Giants have taken like an edge defensive player. And as much Abdul Carter and Thibodeau and now Arvell Reese, and they obviously acquired Brian Burns in a trade. So it's like they got a lot of defensive front 7 people, okay? You better get a receiver tonight. And that was my hesitation with, okay, do you take Tyson at 5? You better get a receiver. Because the next 2 or 3 years, as great as all those pieces are, your quarterback is going to really determine how good this run is with Joe Shane and Harbaugh. And Malik Neighbors, superstar, coming off the injury. When's he going to be ready? When's he going to be Malik Neighbors dominant ready? Okay, they lost Wan'Dale Robinson. So as much as I can appreciate those 2 picks, and they're good picks, they, I believe, picked 37th tonight, you better get a wide receiver because you need more perimeter talent.
I will say this to you. They definitely better get a wide receiver because you lost Robinson. I got that part. And Malik Neighbors went healthy. The brother's a stud. He's all world. I love him, and I get that. You had to take a defensive player, particularly when you just lost Lawrence. You had to get a defensive player. There's no doubt about that. And Reese is no joke, so we understand that too. What I would say to you about it is this, though, Dan. The culture of the New York Giants, when you talk, because let's pay attention. You know, it's not just about winning. It's also about rallying that fan base and reminding them of what made the Giants the Giants. You got to get back to making sure that you have elite talent on the defensive side of the ball with a bunch of rough riders that'll get after it. When you establish that culture in East Rutherford, New Jersey, in Big Blue, that goes a long way towards reminding folks and contributing to the kind of culture that led to you capturing a couple of Super Bowl championships. I mean, it could be from the days of Lawrence Taylor in '86 and the early '90s to what happened with Strahan and O.C. Umenyiora and all of those boys. It could be about that. It starts with that, is what I will say. So, yeah, you got to go out and get a receiver. There's no doubt about it. But the culture, what the Giants stood on, what had people rallying towards them and really gravitating to themselves and ingratiating themselves with that fan base, giving folks locally a reason to believe that somehow, some way, you're steering this franchise in the right direction. This was the way to go. So I don't have a problem with it.
Go ahead, RC.
I mean, here's my thing. They obviously need to get a wide receiver. I don't think any of us, and maybe I'm wrong, expected Carnell Tate to go at 4 to the Tennessee Titans.
No,
and so I think immediately this draft was in flux. When you draft Arvell Reese at 5, he's different than Kayvon Thibodeau. He's different than Abdul Carter. Some of the things we saw them try to do with Abdul Carter that were separate or opposite of what we saw him do at Penn State, Arvell Reese has already done. He's not going to have to play in the same space that those guys are. There's some run and hit and hunt in Arvell Reese that's not in any of those players in the entire locker room for the New York Giants. So to me, that was a slam dunk. And then when you get to 10, and Jordan Tyson's already gone. Carnell Tate is already gone. The thing you can't do is reach for a wide receiver there and then now set your team back when you are trying to protect Jackson Dart, who we knew already had injury concerns. And so you go down to Miami and you get an absolute dog. You get a phenomenal road grader and someone that is going to put the team on his back to protect Jackson Dart. I believe that's smart. But Dan, you are 100% correct. When they walk out of the building tonight, when they leave that facility in East Rutherford, there better be a wide receiver added to this roster because you do set your young quarterback back if you do not.
I got to say this with both of y'all on the air because I don't know how much time we have y'all because y'all are very busy individuals doing the NFL. I mean, you're just so busy. I'm blessed and fortunate to have you.
No, it's because you got to do basketball.
You got to, you know, I got that part.
You got to go to the Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go. You got to go to the Knicks. You got to go to the Knicks.
I'm not in the mood for that this morning. I'm not in the mood for that this morning, Dan Orlovsky. Don't tick me off. I was in a very good mood until y'all did that. Don't do that. Y'all supposed to be my boys. Y'all supposed to be my boys. Don't do that to me this morning. Don't do that to me because I'm pissed off enough as it is. But I want to say this about Ohio State. Top 11 picks in the NFL draft. 4 of them came from Ohio State. 3 on the defensive side of the ball. How the hell did you not win the national championship with Styles, with Reese, with Downs? What the? I mean, I love Ryan Day. I had the pleasure of interviewing him weeks ago before the playoffs. I mean, with Ohio State, I'm like, how the hell they lose? That's what I was asking about Duke with basketball when you had Cooper Flag and
they're
going to have another 4 next year.
Together.
No. I'll handle this one. It's because Indiana won the championship, and we had the #1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza. That's why Ohio State didn't win the national championship.
Oh, that's what we do, Shay. That's what we doing this morning.
That's what we're doing.
Up into Arizona we go, where the Cardinals ended up keeping the 3rd pick and drafting Jeremiah Love, making him the first running back drafted in the top 5 since Saquon Barkley went to the New York Giants at #2 in 2018. Traeger, I'll start with you because we had a very heated discussion in hour #1. What's your reaction to the Cardinals pick here?
Yeah, you know, speaking afterwards, there really wasn't a ton of interest for that 3rd overall pick. It was put out there, but Monty Ossenfort's phone was not really ringing. So at that point, they just took the best player available. Also, the Jeremiah Love pick for these guys, it was kind of a statement of the Mike LaFleur era. We're just going to get the best player. We're going to put him in there. And I also think it was a circumstance with the rest of the draft. They didn't love Arvell Reese to the point where they were going to take him over Love. And I don't think they had the offensive line needs or the desire to take Mauigoa or Feno that early. When there's no one to trade back with, they took the best player. It could be 2 things. It could be the best player. It could also be a questionable pick. But in this draft, they viewed it to be the right one, and it thread the needle.
Okay, there's a lot of layers to this pick specifically, Graz, so I'm going to make sure we set this up the right way because this has nothing to do with the actual player, Jeremiah Love.
I like the player.
Everything to
I'm
do,
a fan.
Yes, with the setup of the structure of the NFL and the position right now in 2026. Why are you not a fan of this pick at 3?
It doesn't make financial sense in terms of the salary cap. The 3rd pick in the draft, these contracts are predetermined. Whoever the 3rd pick was going to get the same contract no matter what position he played. The Cardinals are going to pay Jeremiah Love $13.1 million a year over the next 4 years. That would make him the 7th highest paid running back in the league right now. You're not extracting value from the pick. Your best case scenario is he plays up to his contract. And then you have to find bargains elsewhere on your roster to manage your cap and build out the roster. If you had taken Arvell Reese there and you qualify him as an edge rusher, he would have been about the 35th highest paid edge rusher in the league at the time of signing. Even Carnell Tate, right, at Tennessee at 4. The comparison I made earlier, Jeremiah Love's going to make Jonathan Taylor money. Carnell Tate, picked 1 pick later, is going to make Khalil Shakir money. Like, that's how you get value out of your draft pick. You're looking for guys that can exceed their salaries and their cap numbers in the first 4 years of their career so you can spend money elsewhere to fill needs.
You have an interesting take here specifically at 3. It's not so much taking Jeremiah Love, it's the Cardinals not taking someone else at 3.
It cost him a franchise quarterback. There's only 2 quarterbacks in this draft that have the capability of being franchise guys. One of them went #1 overall. Ty Simpson's the other. Mike LaFleur is the new head coach, offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. Where did he come from? The Rams. He was Sean McVay's offensive coordinator for 3 years. If Sean McVay says, we don't need him, but this is my future, at 13, Cardinals should have taken him at 3. And you don't not take him there because you're like, man, well, I'd love to take him at 7. I'd love to take him at 8.
Right.
Doesn't matter if he's your franchise guy and he is a perfect fit. That is not arguable. Like, he's a perfect fit for the system. You should have taken him at 3. Love is a great player, but you have to figure out the quarterback position long-term first. And then Love would be a great compliment to any of that, to any team, because